So I had two different jobs. I was artillery for the latter part of my years there from North Carolina, and then went to Quantico as an instructor for lieutenants there for artillery. And I say instructor, it's more or less like a small instructional class. But then I moved over to recruiting for a couple of years in California, which wasn't my first choice by any means. I'm, deep South Louisiana, and I'm not sure how that mixed in well in California, but I made it work a little bit. I really, in all fairness, wanted to either come here to recruit in Louisiana or go to the drill field, which it didn't happen that way. And, hindsight's 2020. So here we are now. So originally when it started was when I got out, and I had no clue on what it required or anything like that. Seriously, I didn't know. They just said apply for everything. So I did, and I was denied pretty much everything except tinnitus. And, I just gave up. I gave up on everything. And then a few years down the road, my grandfather was a veteran with the Air Force, and he told me that these are my benefits that I need to reapply again. And so I started the process again, was awarded PTSD at 70%, and then he told me just keep pushing, and eventually you'll get what you need. And I had a veteran friend of mine suggested Trajector, so I said okay, I'll give him a call. And then once I started the process, it was just seamless. I'm busy, I work a lot, I'm out of town a lot. The only computer I sit in front of is at work. I don't have the time to run around and get paperwork, and Trajector made my life a lot easier, so that worked out better. Well, I feel like from the medical team side, when I spoke to, I can't remember the lady's name, she explained thoroughly how it was connected. I had one of the symptoms I have is deteriorating disc in my back, and she's like, how does that affect you? And I was like, well, this is how it affects me on my back, from standing up, sitting down, steps, my knees, my arms, my shoulders. But I never really took that into consideration. And after she explained to me how each of those symptoms kind of work together, I guess it made more sense. That's how they made it easier for me to do the whole process of it. I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't skeptical at first, because of dealing with previous people before, different organizations that I've dealt with before. They would start the process and then wouldn't hear nothing from them, couldn't reach nobody, couldn't get anything going, felt like I was doing more work than I should have, being the fact that I hired these people more or less. So with Trajector, the process was way easier. They're constantly on call to make sure things are going correctly. And I don't think I've ever called and not been able to get an answer for what I was looking for. So that's what's made it a lot easier. I've been out of the military a little over a decade now, and it's taken me this long to improve ratings on it. I felt like there wasn't enough empathy maybe, or sympathy for what not just me but what other veterans are trying to do. And I felt like with Trajector, the moment you pick up the phone and they introduce themselves and they refer to you as veteran Taylor or veteran so and so, it makes it feel like, okay, these people are really trying to help you get to where you need to be, and make you feel like not just a number or the person that called in yesterday or anything like that. To me, that's the experience I've encountered. I don't know if I haven't really spoke to other people, but along the same lines, as we all know, the VA is difficult to deal with from time to time, and they don't make it easy, but Trajector has made it easy, especially with the communication side of it.